going to get caught being fooled into thinking that the Super Bowl hangover is a thing for the Niners this year. I'm not going to get fooled into thinking the Niners cannot win the Super Bowl this year. That's really it. And if you're not familiar with the Super Bowl hangover and what it really is, it sort of gets cannibalized and taken out of context. What it actually is a theory that the loser of the Super Bowl falls apart the next year. Saw it with the Falcons, 28-3, of course. They couldn't sort of recapture the magic they saw the year before. Eagles, last year, things completely fell off and went off the rails. But there are key differences here. The Eagles struggled because they lost both coordinators to head coaching jobs, and they lost key pieces to their defense. Though I will say that is part of the Super Bowl hangover, right? Super Bowl curses, you get there and you lose your best guy. So that has to be baked into this equation. I don't like that it's sort of like, we can't remove that. That's part of it. Falcons lose their spark because Kyle Shanahan leaves. Again, these are the curses of having a Super Bowl bound and appearing team. But this Niners squad, I'm not buying it. They have the entire core group running it back. Eric Armstead, really the only big departure personnel-wise. That'll be a loss for sure. They add Leonard Floyd, though. Collins, Campbell, they strengthen the defense. Plus, they get Hufanga back, okay? He missed the entire second half of the season. This roster is in great shape. They did not lose any coaches to head coaching jobs. And that's a huge difference as the aforementioned Kyle Shanahan and both coordinators with the Eagles and whatever weird magic, cursory that went on with that Eagle squad that we'll never know about until Omaha Productions makes a documentary in about 20 years about the 2023 Philadelphia Eagles. The Niners, they have Sorensen taken over at D.C. for Steve Wilks. I think that'll probably go pretty well because they're loaded. I know you can point to 2020 and say, well, what happened to Kyle Shanahan when they went 6-10 that year after that loss to Kansas City in the Super Bowl the year before in Miami? Well, Jimmy Garoppolo missed 10 games. Debo, Kittle, Mostert, they missed at least half the season as well. No one's going to have success with that many injuries. And it has nothing to do with a hangover or a mental, like, we can't get back there and do whatever. Listen, injuries can happen again. It is hard to get back. I'm not saying that it's not going to be hard for them. I'm just saying it's lazy to sort of take it as they're going to collapse just because they went to the Super Bowl. That's what happens after. This team somehow managed to have more stability, continuity, talent, and a truly incredible coach. So we've seen three teams, guys. 3 teams go back and get that Lombardi the year after losing. Most recently, the 2019 Patriots. So it can happen. And I think if any team's sort of equipped to do it, it's this team, especially with the way that the NFC looks right now. All right, I know Kurt's thinking, okay, I'd like the Niners to get there again and win. I don't know if he agrees with me, or is he like, listen, it's Jordan Love time, and these Packers are going to kick everyone's ass and run the gauntlet in the NFC. We'll see. We've got Kurt Benkert on the show. You're going to get to know Jalen Wright as well. Naeem Hines now running